What's up, guys? Ninth Jim here, bringing another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video. I lagged a little bit, but you still get the point. Today, we're talking about Durant. This Pokemon just got second place. This Pokemon just got second place at Dallas Regionals. Really, really good showing. This Pokemon is really, really sweet. Has access to an amazing ability that makes great use of the Dynamax mechanic. This Pokemon is just Dynamax the Pokemon, to be honest. It's really, really good. It has a lot of really good resistances, immunities, only one weakness. Pokemon's really interesting. Bug Steel typing, giving us only one weakness, which is 4 times by fire. So stay clear of those guys. Charizard, Arcanine, even Togekiss is known to have Heat Wave sometimes. You know, Chandelure. There's a bunch of Pokemon in the meta that really, really threaten us. And if you don't take the correct precautions, you'll probably just die to it. So yeah, keep that in mind. However, I do have our speed tiers, and all of our speed tiers for those Pokemon are in our favor. We'll talk about that here in a bit. But for now, resistances: normal, grass, ice, psychic, bug, dragon, steel. So many resistances. That's crazy. We can switch in this Pokemon very safely a lot of the time. Also, with such an insane defense stat, you can switch into all these Pokemon if they're physically offensive with any of those typings. That's really, really sweet. However, our special defense is garbage. So if you switch into those, they can do a lot of damage or kill you really, really easily. So scary. That's a little scary. As far as immunities, we have one. It's poison. I mean, we are steel type, so it makes sense, which is pretty solid. You know, poison is not really big in the meta, but it's cool that we are immune to it. On to our ability, Hustle. Damage from physical attacks is increased by 50%, but average accuracy is only 80%, which is fine. D-Max. When you Dynamax this Pokemon, you still get the 50% damage increase, but you don't get accuracy decrease. It's still 101% accuracy. So we are still hitting every single time, guaranteed, when you Dynamax, even through Protect, doing an additional 50% on top of Life Orb, on top of Max Investment, Stab. You're just stacking huge amounts of damage on Durant, and this Pokemon is just doing a lot of damage. It really takes advantage of the Dynamax mechanic. Now, there's a couple of downfalls to this. First off, you're insanely powerful. You're doing a lot of damage. However, your opponent knows that this is your Dynamax. This is going to be Dynamaxed almost every game that you use it. If you don't bring it, then you don't Dynamax it, you know. But usually this is going to be the focal point of your team, is Durant. And that's what Benji, that got second place at Dallas, great player, that was essentially his Durant. Is the fact that it just wants to be the center of the game, get pivotal knockout after pivotal knockout after pivotal knockout, and that's what you want to do with Durant. You can set up Tailwind, you can set up Follow Me with a Togekiss, and make this Pokemon just hit everything very, very hard. It's really sweet. However, you have to be aware of, like, Heat Wave. That's a big one. Even if you Follow Me, your opponent can Heat Wave. Heat Wave is potentially on Charizard. Be careful of Heat Wave. Anyway, stats. So 109 speed is really, really solid. Max Invest, we're outspeeding the majority of actual threats in the game. Couple of things that are scary, you know, like Galarian Darmanitan with Scarf. That is scary. But we're outspeeding Charizard, we're outspeeding Arcanine, and potentially killing them, OHKOing with Max Rockfall. So it covers it a little bit. However, if they're using Charty Berry, don't be in there. You're gonna die. You're gonna lose. You're not gonna kill, and then you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose your Durant. But that's a big piece. Anyway, on to our attack, 109. 109 speed, 109 attack. Very, very solid for both of those. You can tell this Pokemon is meant to just be physical, offensive, very, very fast, very strong. However, 58 HP and 48 special defense are pretty low. Very lackluster. You're going to take a lot of damage from special attacks and just attacks in general. However, 112 defense is really, really solid. So that's also good. We have 3 good stats and 3 poor stats. Pretty balanced. Overall, very, very good Pokemon. Great Dynamax tool, like I was saying. Yeah, that's about it. Let's get into the build. So, Hustle ability, of course. Life Orb item, of course. You can switch this around. You could use Lumberry in case you don't want to get burned. However, I think the 1.3 times multiplier is very good. It'll probably give you a couple of key knockouts. Honestly, I didn't run that many damage calcs. I mostly just ran like all Oko damage calcs, like you kill things and you die to things. I only have a few damage calcs at the end, but definitely like try out a bunch of neutral things. A lot of special attack things that are neutral damage are going to do a lot of damage, if not kill you. So be careful. Durant is very, very weak to special attacks in general. However, you could also run the Assault Vest. Special defense, giving you a 1.5 times on special events. Now, that's not a lot. You know, we're at 68. It's going to give us an additional 34. We're almost at 100, you know, or just a little over 100 special defense. So that actually is not bad. This Pokemon can then take a hit or two, but I think the damage is more worth it, in my opinion. And then the Lumberry is an option for just like burn and sleep. Yeah. So, on to our move pool. So our initial set is Iron Head, X Scissor, Rock Slide, and Superpower. These are all very, very good moves. Just stab on Iron Head and X Scissor. Rock Slide is really good because it covers our fire weakness to do the best we can. And then Superpower, I just think a fighting move is pretty solid in this meta. You know, a lot of things, Excadrill, Snorlax, Gmax, that is they're very hard to deal with Pokemon, and Superpower helps us a lot with that. And yeah, so that's our actual set. And then we have a couple of flex moves that are all very good. We have First Impression. This move is really interesting. So it does 90 damage. It goes first, but you can only use it the first turn you're out. So you can First Impression. However, we're usually Dynamaxing, and X Scissor is just fine, and then X Scissor is better after if your Durant stays in after Dynamax, in my opinion. So First Impression, we don't have one, but it's an interesting attack that you could definitely use. We also have Crunch, but I don't think Max Darkness is that powerful right now. There's nothing that you really have to Max Darkness down that we can't get with the rest of our tools. So, you know, if you need that coverage on your team, then sure. Stomping Tantrum, once again, if you need that coverage, sure. Other than that, I think our moveset is really solid. And then Protect. Protect is kind of hard. So Protect is a good move on this Pokemon, but honestly, if you think you're gonna die, you should just not be in, because you're gonna want to like be very powerful later in the game. That's kind of how I see Protect is don't die. And if you think you're gonna die, I mean, your partner Pokemon can potentially pick up the slack of a Protect in one turn, but I don't know. I'd rather just go damage, like just a really strong spread and high damage just the whole way through. Into our investments, we're 252 into attack, 252 into speed, plus in speed. Jolly Nature is giving us plus speed, minus special attack. Pretty self-explanatory. We're just maxing in on attack and speed, honing into those two. And yeah, I mean, the majority of my builds are 252, and my voice just cracked there. It's too early. I just woke up. That was bad. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, 252 is just very solid. And then we put our 4 into HP. So, you know. Partner Pokemon, we have Whimsicott. Giving us Tailwind is really good. If your opponent sets up Tailwind and then hits you with something else, you're dead. And so it's a good idea to just match that Tailwind with Whimsicott. Yeah. And then Togekiss, Follow Me is very good. Being able to follow me, make Max Flare go into that, potentially live. Probably going to play a very defensive, a bold nature, very max attack or max HP, max defense Togekiss. Just follow me up, yawn things, you know how it be. And then we also have Chandelure to Flash Fire, so we can switch out Durant into Chandelure, Flash Fire, negate a fire attack going into that spot. They think, you know, they're like, oh, quad effect, we're gonna kill that Durant. You switch it out into Chandelure. You still have your Dynamax at the end for later in the game, and then Chandelure gets a nice little boost and starts killing. So that's interesting. It also can stop Trick Room from happening, so the Durant can get big again and be powerful. Yeah, that's about it for this bit here. We're gonna talk about some speed tiers here. So here we are, right here, 177. Durant, 177, positive 252, max invested, positive nature. we are at 177, which is pretty solid. Only a few things that are very relevant initially beat us out. A lot of things are obviously outspeeding us, like Dragapult. The Galar Darmanitan with Flare Blitz on Choice Scarf, that is scary. Keep that in mind as well. You could potentially run Charizard with Choice Sash, but a lot of Charizards are going to be Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing, so you probably won't see it very frequently. But yeah, initially outspeeding us. Raichu at 178. It has access to Nuzzle. Jeez. My voice is bad today. It has access to Nuzzle, so being able to paralyze you. That's it. I just blanked there for a second. Paralyzing is very good against Durant since it is going to half its speed, and then it's also just has a chance of not, wasting its Dynamax, which is very good. Raichu also has Brick Break, which is cool. Being able to stop screens, make Durant dead, and Fake Out is good. Not against Durant directly, but you can fake out the opposing Pokemon or the partner Pokemon for Durant, and then, if you start Togekiss and Durant, you go for a Follow Me, they go for Fake Out, or if you go for actually, I need to get my priorities straight. I'm trying to think if Fake Out beats out Follow Me or not. If you start Whimsicott Durant and they start Raichu or like another Fake Out user and a Whimsicott, they can set up Tailwind, hit your Whimsicott's Tailwind, and then I don't know. That's not killing. So that's like a favorable situation for you as well as the Durant player. Anyway, Whimsicott at 184 is going to be outspeeding Durant. It's not too super relevant. Neither of its attacks can really do anything. It can fake Tears us, but our special defense is already poop. So, whatever. 186 Tyranitar, max invested, positive nature Scarf. You won't see this very frequently, but you will see it sometimes. I did feature this Tyranitar build on my channel, or not the actual build. Actually, I think the build is there, but I really like this Pokemon as the Scarf user. Being able to do some really fast rock slides is pretty powerful. Getting flinch chances at the end of the game is really relevant. So yeah, that outspeeds us. And then we also outspeed a couple of really relevant things. First off, Charizard, max invested 252, positive nature. 167, we are outspeeding Charizard, which is really, really good. Max Rockfall kills. However, if they are using Charity Berry, which halves the rock damage, the super effective rock damage, you're not killing, and they're going to return kill us. So be really careful when doing that. You can potentially run like Follow Me Togekiss next to it, or Follow Me Indeedee next to it. However, it's scary, and I would typically just not challenge the Charizard, to be honest. And same with the Arcanine down at 161. Arcanine, positive, max invested, will kill us no matter what if it hits us. So I would definitely just not contest it, and usually just switch out into the Chandelure if you're running Chandelure on your team. And then at 162 we have Mimikyu. It's not super relevant, but it does have Will-O-Wisp, can get us with that. Anyway, onto our damage calcs. All of these are pretty much, hey, this kills, hey, this kills, hey, this kills you. I can't get smaller. Okay, so 252 max invested special attack, Life Orb, Flamethrower, not even max, super kills us. We're at 232 to 275% of our Dynamaxed form. That's a lot of damage. Now that's a lot of damage, Q-Flex Tape guy, Phil Swift here. That's a lot of damage. It's killing us. So yeah, I would not contest that. Even in Dynamax form, it kills us 2 times over. Yeah, I would not contest that at all. Now, our Dynamax max Rockfall, max invested, max Rockfall into the Charizard does guarantee OHKO into a Dynamax Charizard 156 to 185%. However, like I said, if they're using Charity Berry, that will go to half, and then it'll be like 75 to 90%, and they'll still live and then kill us. You could potentially run the Rockfall and Togekiss Follow Me, and then they hit your Follow Me user, probably kill it, probably don't kill it, and then you kill them, or don't kill them with Charity Berry, but then next turn you outspeed them still. However, if they then set up Tailwind, then they outspeed you next turn. So yeah, Whimsicott Charizard is a pretty common lead, to be honest, and that scares this Pokemon a lot. So that's something that you're really going to want to watch out for. Yeah. And then we also have Arcanine Flare Blitz into Dynamax, kills us. And then -1, 252 attack Life Orb, Max Rockfall, guaranteed Oko's a fairly defensive Arcanine, a 252 HP Arcanine. Now, if it's invested into defense at all, then we won't kill. And also, this is important. We're -1 from Intimidate. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Also, if we're not -1 and they have investments into defense, then we would kill it. But there's like a 99% chance that they're just running Intimidate Arcanine for that. So, Dynamaxed Max Steel Spike into a Dynamax Togekiss does kill. It is 103 to 122%. This is with Life Orb and Hustle. Durant Max Steel Spike into it. Into 252 HP, 0 defense. Now, most Dynamaxing offensive, most offensive Togekiss will probably not have a HP investment, and if they do, then it's going to be HP and most likely speed. So you should be able to kill them like all the time, and that is their Follow Me user. So you should usually be able to kill the Togekiss, even if it's like weakness policy. You should be able to kill it with Steel Spike with Durant. So that's like another really important thing. However, if they use just one, if they're max invested into this and they like lead the Togekiss and an Arcanine and they intimidate you, then you're not killing. You're going to proc their weakness policy, and then they're going to return kill you, and that's not good. So you don't want that to happen. And yeah, Max Flare like definitely kills you. Even Dynamax, you're dead. So yeah, be careful of Intimidate, especially with Togekiss leads, offensive Togekiss leads. That's kind of the way to have a chance against the Durant, is -1ing with the Intimidate. Anyway, we're at 17 minutes. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. That's going to be it for Durant's video today. I like this Pokemon a lot. It just got second. And yeah, good stuff to Benji Wang getting second at Dallas with Durant. It's a really awesome Pokemon. Really awesome team. Go check that out. I have that in the Dallas regional report. In the meta-analysis. I have his rental code in the description below as well. So if you want to, or in the description of that video, I guess I could link it in this video as well, or put the rental code. So yeah, if you want to play this Pokemon, definitely do that. Definitely try out. That's a really, really good place to start. It's a really powerful team. A lot of people are playing it. I've ran into it a couple of times in ranked. So yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you like this kind of content, like and subscribe, please. Everything helps. We just hit 400. We're having really steady growth. And yeah, that's going to be it. Actually, at this time. So thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.